The grumpiest dungeon keeper met the most annoying princess. The day a new monster arrived. Episode 3. Princess Aloan sat at the long oak table in the solar, quill poised over parchment, pretending to take notes. Master Aldrich, her history tutor, paced before the tall windows with the energy of a man who truly believed the War of the Three Crowns was the most thrilling event in recorded time. And thus, he declared, gesturing dramatically, King Edric the Bold outmaneuvered the northern barons by feigning retreat across the Frostfang Pass. Aloan nodded at the appropriate moments, her chin resting politely in her hand. She had perfected the art of looking attentive while her mind wandered elsewhere, usually toward honey cakes, or the best route through the servants' corridors, or whether Garrick had eaten the extra cookie she'd left tucked behind a loose stone last time. Outside the arched window, sunlight glinted off the inner courtyard. Guards marched in formation. A cart rumbled over cobblestones. And then, something large was being dragged across the yard. It was wrapped in heavy chains that clinked and sparked with containment runes. 6 armored guards strained against the weight, their boots scraping stone. Whatever lay beneath the tarp thrashed once, hard enough to rock the cart and send a helmet flying. A low, mournful howl rose, half growl, half song, and echoed off the palace walls. Aloan's eyes widened. Master Aldrich did not notice. He had reached the exciting part involving siege ladders. At which point the queen's archers loosed a volley that, "Yes, very clever," Aloan interrupted brightly, already closing her inkwell. And King Edric won. The end. Lesson finished. Master Aldrich blinked. Well, technically there remains the Treaty of Tomorrow. She hopped off the tall chair, smoothed her skirts, and offered her most dazzling royal smile. You've been wonderful as always. Before he could protest, she was out the door, bells chiming down the corridor like an alarm only she could hear. Down the main stairs, too slow. Through the tapestry shortcut behind the armor gallery, better. Past the kitchens, where she snatched a fresh roll still steaming from the oven, because investigations required sustenance. Perfect. And then down the familiar stone steps into the cool embrace of the dungeon. Garrick Stonejaw was waiting at the bottom, arms crossed, expression thunderous. Behind him, the new arrival was being maneuvered into the largest empty cell, the one usually reserved for things that breathed fire or ate knights. The creature was massive. Shaggy fur matted with mud and old blood, clawed paws the size of shields, and a long, wolf-like muzzle bound with a rune-etched muzzle. Its eyes glowed a stormy silver, and every breath steamed in the torchlight. Guards heaved the final chain into place, slammed the barred gate, and retreated quickly, wiping sweat from their brows. Garrick did not relax until the runes flared bright gold and the locks clicked home. Only then did he turn, and spot Aloan halfway down the stairs, roll in hand, staring wide-eyed. "No," he said before she could speak. "But, absolutely not. I haven't even asked yet. You're going to." She finished descending and stood on tiptoe to peer past him. The creature lifted its great head, sniffed the air, and let out a low, curious woof. "What is it?" Aloan whispered, awed. Garrick sighed the sigh of a man whose day had just grown 3 times longer. Moon-cursed Werg Lord, captured up north after it flattened 3 villages. Extremely dangerous. Extremely grumpy. Currently my problem. The Werg Lord growled, deep and rumbling. Aloan took one cautious step closer. "It looks sad. It looks like it wants to eat faces. Maybe it's just hungry." She held up the stolen roll. "I brought this." Garrick pinched the bridge of his nose. "That is bread. It requires an entire elk." The Werg's ears pricked forward at the word elk. Its tail thumped once against the stone, cautiously hopeful. Aloan's face lit up. "See? Manners. Princess." Too late. She was already approaching the bars, tearing the roll in half and extending a piece through a gap. Garrick lunged, axe half-raised, ready to intercept disaster. The Werg Lord stretched its neck, sniffed delicately, then took the offering with surprising gentleness, teeth nowhere near her fingers. It chewed thoughtfully, silver eyes fixed on Aloan. A pause. Then it lay down, head on its paws, and gave a soft, contented huff. Garrick stared. The guards, lingering near the stairs, stared harder. Elowen beamed. Phase 1 complete. Garrick lowered his axe. There are not going to be phases. There are always phases. She turned to him, flour still faintly dusting her cheek from morning baking. Phase 2 is proper introduction. Phase 3 is probably a brush. He's very tangled. The Wurg's tail thumped again, scattering dust. Garrick rubbed a hand over his beard. This one isn't like the others. It's not safe. Elowen considered the massive creature, which was now watching her with something almost like patience. Everything's safer with snacks, she said confidently. I'll bring something bigger tomorrow. Maybe a ham. There will be no. Same time. She was already skipping back up the stairs, bells singing. Garrick watched her go, then looked at the Wurg Lord. The beast met his gaze, chewed the last of the roll, and gave a low, rumbling sound that might have been a burp of approval. Garrick exhaled. I need a bigger axe, he muttered. Far above, Master Aldrich was still in the solar, wondering how the lesson had ended so abruptly and whether he should mention it to the Queen. He decided against it. Some mysteries were best left unsolved.
That's the tale for today. If you enjoyed the story, please give it a like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so the next story finds you. Thanks for listening, traveler. Until the next fire is lit, see you soon.